Greetings, terrestrials. Today is January 28th, 2021, and these are some strange times indeed. I'm your host, Cliff McCallister, the czar of the bizarre, and you're watching Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister right here on twitch.tv/Met Comedy Night. Every week on this show, we take your calls to hear about the unexplained, the bizarre, the paranormal, the things that go bump in the night, be it ghosts, be it interdimensionals, cryptids, extraterrestrials. We take your calls on the show because we want to hear about what you've experienced, and we want to blast that experience out into the cosmos so that more and more people will realize that, gee, oh boy, oh my, something bizarre is happening here. And that is precisely what we do here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Tonight we have got some top stories to talk about off the top, and then we want to hear about the strange things that have been going on in your home. This perhaps strange items that you keep around the house. They don't need to be haunted, or just an item that has stood out and has always. You've always got weird vibes from it. Maybe they're spooky, maybe they're bizarre, maybe you just don't know where this item came from. It's a complete mystery. Those are the things we want to hear about on the show. I think it'll be a fun call-in topic. All you got to do is call in. We'll be posting the Zoom link right in the chat. But first, let's get into tonight's top stories. Our first story tonight, Chilean chupacabras. Not an outbreak, but it seems to be there has been a rash of animal mutilations in Chile. And there have been accusations that this has been caused by a chupacabra. Very exciting news. Very frightening news, to be honest. El chupacabra, known as translates directly to the goat sucker. This is a violent and really vicious cryptid. The chupacabra, a beast that has claimed early back in November, 2 alpacas and llamas, young ones, are found completely drained of their blood in Chile. Now, this is not a typical thing that happens to animals. It's not very common that you get your blood drained and that's the way you die. And there aren't any other difficulties. The animal has not been eviscerated. It has not been ripped apart. It's just completely drained of its blood. The common occurrences that cause this seem to be chupacabras and vampires. Now, of course, the science is still out on vampires as to whether or not they're just folklore, but the chupacabra reigns supreme. It's a powerful being in Central America, and it is now feasting on alpacas in Chile. Now, a farmer named Juan Chohe, I botched that one, explained that the killing could not have been done by local teens or troublemakers because it does not suit anyone. The thought that a person residing in the village could have been the culprit was largely dismissed because he mused that no one could have such evil. As the deaths went on, reaching a whopping 50 killed animals as of this week, the predator does not eat meat nor entrails. I have never seen anything like this. It attacks at night, and the animals seem to not defend the baby. They're so frightened by this creature that they will not go and protect their own children that are being drained of their blood. Vicious, horrible chupacabra attacks in Chile. And of course, we are very familiar with El Chupacabra on this show because our own office intern Spengler, I don't know, Stephen, if we have the picture loaded on here because we're on a new computer or not, but our little office cat, there he is. The survivor. There he is in the picture there. Survivor of a chupacabra. Oh, sorry. There he is in the picture there. Survivor of a chupacabra attack. Our sweet little boy with his 3 legs. Incredible to see him move. A real feast of magnificence. A strange and bizarre thing within our own home, within our own world. And tonight we want to hear about the strange things in your home. I'm going to be talking about a strange item that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I certainly want to hear about yours. So that's going to be one of our conversational topics. And of course, anything strange or unexplained that you've experienced, we want to hear about it here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Moving on to our next news item, cause for celebration today. Cause for celebrate. Raise up your glass. Raise your glass, my friends, because the society that is responsible for the doomsday clock have done their annual review of the world, and we are holding steady at 100 seconds to midnight. Raise a glass, my friends. We are not moving closer to midnight, and that's a good thing. We're not moving away, but that's probably the hardest thing to do at this point, so I guess we're back to normal, huh, folks? Whoa. A little bit goes down the wrong way.
Oh, you raised 2 different glasses. 2 different glasses you have raised. I gotta get some more. I gotta get another cup.
You've got to stay comfortable, Stephen, when you're doing a show like this. I mean, you're talking for a whole hour, sometimes uninterrupted, sometimes without anybody else to talk to, and you've got to have a little tea at the ready. You've got to have something nice for your throat. But sometimes if the tea goes down the wrong way, you've got to have some water on the backup. It's just a little behind the scenes magic.
And so maybe every now and then Cliff will randomly also have a soda or maybe a juice box.
I'm holding that in my third hand right now. Yes.
Cool. I multiple hands, more than multiple hands.
I have powers of which you do not even know, Stephen. I am Cliff McCallister, the Czar of the Bizarre, and almost anything can happen here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Now, as we were have you ever take a trip to the past? Do you ever want to experience Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister from the beginning? Well, consider going to YouTube and typing in Met Comedy Night. There you can find the backlog of all our old episodes. It's a grand old time. So head over there, tune in, catch up, and be sure to call in every Thursday at 9 here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Now, our final top news story of the night. This news story coming out of Oklahoma. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping around the plains. Hey, here's the news out of Oklahoma. We've got bad news coming in. Oklahoma state lawmakers are declaring open season on the Sasquatch. This cannot be. This is truly bad. Oh, somebody has followed. Alvin Flang. Thank you for following us, Alvin Flang.
Alvin Flang won.
Alvin Flang, you did win tonight when you followed Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister right here on twitch.tv/MetComedyNight. Now in Oklahoma, lawmakers are trying to pass a bill to declare open season on the Sasquatch. These Oklahoma Republican lawmakers, I might add, are trying to make it legal to hunt Sasquatch in Oklahoma, offering a $25,000 reward for capture of the creature. But this legislation is not necessarily done in means of scientific study, in means of trying to find out what Sasquatch are and where they come from and how they behave in the world. It is being done to increase tourism near the Wichita Mountains. It's all about bringing in that money. It's all about getting that dough. And so we're going to have people out in the woods with guns trying to hunt a Sasquatch, trying to take down Bigfoot. There have been over 100 Bigfoot sightings in Oklahoma, over 100 sightings. This isn't an uncommon thing in Oklahoma to come across a Bigfoot. And now we're going to have people out there just shooting at it to bring in tourism money. This incredible creature of which there are so few in the planet, and you're going to hunt it? You're going to hunt it like a common deer? Absolutely disgusting, absolutely despicable, absolutely absurd. Here's what we're going to do, Steven.
That's me.
Steven, can I send you on a mission?
A mission.
I need you to look up this story that I just told because I have my script for it. Can you find a version of it that says which legislator put out that bill?
Okay. This is a Google search.
Yes. I want you to find out which. I need you to. Here's what we're going to do. This is your homework for right now.
Got it. Anything for you, Cliff.
I need you to find out which senator proposed open season on Sasquatch, who proposed Bigfoot hunting in Oklahoma. This will be an Oklahoma state senator.
Oklahoma state senator proposing Bigfoot hunting. I'm going to find this.
I need you to find which senator this is. And I need you to find his publicly listed email address.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Thank you, Steven.
All right, I'll disappear.
Incredible news. I wonder what we'll do with that email address later on the show tonight. Let's see what I've got. Well, my chat refreshed, so I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Steven, if I missed any important comments, let me know. Or if you posted something, post it again. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all the news of the paranormal, of the strange, of the unbelievable. And if you've got news yourself to share, we are a call-in show here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. If you have a strange possession you'd like to tell us about, or a strange possession you'd like to tell us about, we're here to listen. We listen to all sorts of bizarre stories. We also interpret dreams here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. It's an incredible program. So be sure to give us a call at the Zoom link in the chat. This could not be a more accepting place to share your encounters with the bizarre. Now tonight, let me get the lighting changed up just a little bit here. I want to tell you about a strange item that I keep in my house. A strange item that's a big favorite thing of mine. I think this is so cool. We're going to share with you tonight, but I've got to change the lights. All right, as you can see, it's a little darker, but that's not as dark as it's going to get here, folks. Here we go. We're plunging into the darkness, into the cosmos, and into the unseen world of your mind here tonight on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. I, of course, the czar of the bizarre, Cliff McCallister. I want to share a special item with you tonight. I received this from the holiday season from the Cole family, a family of viewers who enjoy the show. They sent this in. I thought this was such an incredible piece of history. It was Representative Justin Humphrey. Justin Humphrey declaring open season on Bigfoots, folks.
That's correct. I found it, but Barefoot and 52, one of our big fans, had put it in the comments before I got a chance to. And Cliff, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I found a website where you can send them an email, but not the publicly listed email address. And I could share it with you later whenever you're ready.
All right. Thank you for that, Steven. Incredible to have assistants on this show who can do such good work as our own Stephen Craig. Now, let's get into it, folks. This incredible piece of science, this incredible piece of history, something so amazing, so incredible. You wouldn't think it possible that such a thing could exist in our time. But rest assured, folks, it does. This is a very real item. a very real, very magical thing. It's called uranium glass. Behold. This glass, simple glassware, you could fill it with candies, you fill it with whatever you please, was actually contains, I'd say per weight of however it's made, somewhere between 2% and 25% uranium mixed in with the glass. I don't know the exact breakdown of this object, but uranium glass in general, glassware, made with trace elements of uranium oxide, a very popular item between the years of about 1880 and 1920. Once the Manhattan Project got started, the United States really scaled down on who was allowed to have uranium, and so they stopped using it to make such nice glassware as this, but you can still find it in thrift stores and antique shops. All sorts of items just made out of this glass that contain trace elements of uranium. Is that safe to touch? I'll tell you how safe it is. It's safe to touch. It's just glass, but it's got just like enough elements to kind of ignite the thing, but you can do whatever you want to it. How's that? Nothing. I'm perfectly safe, and yet radioactive glassware. But the glass contains the radiation, I presume. One of the incredible things about uranium glass is uranium glass was the earliest example of it was found in a in the year 79 AD. They found a mosaic dating back that far that contained yellow glass that, when they did a breakdown of it, contained uranium. And the man who discovered uranium as an element experimented with using it as something that would be infused in glass before it ultimately got used for like nuclear energy and all that stuff. So there it is. Whoop! Just kidding. Very cool thing. Is it safe to touch? The key words in the sentence are, I presume. There was something there. Great comments in the chat. Thanks to all of you who are listening along at home. You're watching Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Do you have anything strange and unexplained in your house? Items like uranium glass. See, it doesn't seem to glow too much under regular light, but just get that light right on there. And wowie zowie. Are there any items in your home that may be as magical as uranium glass, that may be as unexplainable as such a thing? Do you own anything that gives you the heebie-jeebies, that fills you with mystery and wonder? Maybe it's just a little odd, a little off. It's got a good story behind it.
I own a microwave. Seems pretty mysterious. That count?
Steven?
Yeah.
Steven, if this microwave does not do anything miraculous, if this microwave is just a normal microwave you're trying to tell me about right now,
maybe my level of miraculous is a bit lower than your level of miraculous. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Here's what I'll tell you, Steven. A microwave can be a miraculous thing, but for a microwave to be a miraculous thing, we've got to get nearly 200 years into the future. When our popcorn is made out of subatomic items mashed together at incredible speeds And microwaves are seen as distant relics from a long gone past when energy farmed from the earth was something that was so dangerous and unpredictable. That's when your normal microwave will seem like a miraculous, crazy item. Like uranium glass. And is there a miraculous, crazy item? Is there a miraculous and crazy item in your home? We want to see it. We want to hear about it. Let's put the link there in the chat for anyone who may be joining and does not have the old, the previous parts of the chat. Let's get the link in there. You can call in with your strange, your wild things that you want to show us from your own home. Do you have a haunted doll? Boy, would we love to meet a haunted doll on the show. That would be fun. Give us a call. And in the meantime, while you're getting those items, while you're doing that research, we're gonna put another link in this chat. Steven, you got the link to contact this representative Justin Humphrey?
Yes, I did. okhouse.gov. I can post the link in the chat if you want. Really, on this website, beneath the contact information, you could click send email, and it takes you to a place where you can fill it out and click send email.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So
here's what we need to do. This is your homework for those of you watching the show tonight. Go ahead and open that link in a new tab. We'll put that in the chat there.
Good old Justin Humphrey.
Yep.
Gotta love Justin Humphrey.
Well, here's the thing. You don't, and we're gonna tell. This is your homework tonight. You go over to this page. You fill out this nice contact form. Give feedback or whatever you've got to do. Get in touch with Justin Humphrey. Say, I think it's appalling the way that you are exploiting the potential massacre of the Sasquatch, which should be a protected species, for tourist dollars. You're like the mayor trying to open the beaches in Jaws, but in this scenario, the beaches is killing Bigfoot. And I think it's appalling. And that's the write down your version of that email to this representative. Let him know where you stand. Steven, I'm not seeing the link in the chat. I'm serious. We're allowed to do this.
I put the link in the chat, Cliff. I'm sorry. I know. I said you gotta love Justin Humphrey. I didn't mean to. But maybe I gotta.
Can I call in about my dog?
Yeah, you can call in.
She's a rescue, and I'm genuinely suspicious of her. Yes, fair to be suspicious of dogs. Let's go ahead and take a call. Anything strange going on? I mean, if you've got a pet that you can't quite explain, please give us a call. Maybe I'm seeing my chat on a delay, Steven. That's my bad. But yes, you can call in about your dog. We've got the Zoom link right in the chat here. I'm going to bring the lights back up to full. Because here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister, we talk about all sorts of unexplained things. And any sort of unexplained thing that you might be experiencing, we want to hear about on our program. So give us a call. We take all sorts of bizarre encounters and experiences and hear about such things out in the world. All right, here we go. We are letting this caller on. I have a heckin' unsettling lawn ornament. Well, Frady Cadigan, if you want to call in, you are more than welcome to anytime to share that lawn ornament. But please do it after this call. We are about to take a call with a friend of the show, Isaac Duarte. Isaac, how are you today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Isaac, can we bring you on screen? I know you've been on screen before on
Oh,
this
yeah,
show.
that's totally fine.
All right,
Wonderful.
coming on.
Hi,
Hey, Isaac, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. Tell me, so you commented in the chat, you've got a dog that you are very suspicious of, this rescue dog. Can you tell us more about her?
Yeah, okay. So my dog's name is Maisie, and this is her. There's another dog in the frame, but she's a pet store dog. I'm not suspicious of her. So this is Maisie. And as you can see, she's like a little weird looking. Hey, can you sit up? So, whoa. All right. So as we can see,
All right. Yes.
okay. So
Sending messages out into the world.
that's fucking weird. She doesn't do that usually. Okay, so
She knows that right now, even though she can't see them, there's at least 12 people watching her.
yeah, but so okay, I'm gonna move the screen. So this is Maisie, and Maisie just turned 4, I think. So I got Maisie from a rescue in South Carolina, and she was a very adorable puppy, and like she's still adorable. But one, they told me that she was like a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix, and she looks kind of like werewolfy to me. Like I don't know if it's her coloring because you don't usually see dogs colored like this, and there's that. But like okay, so specifically. Maisie was found with a litter of puppies in a storm drain, which already is like very suspicious beginnings. So they were found in a storm drain when they were like about 3 or 4 weeks old. There were 4 of them, and the woman who found them kept one, and then the 3 other ones got adopted out, right? And so my thing about Maisie is that she is very unnerving. Like, she, well, right now she's being unsuspicious. But my thing about Maisie is that she has a tendency of hiding under furniture, and then you'll like look for her, and the only thing you'll see are her eyes looking out. And she has a tendency of like, she's just super creepy. Like she will just stare at me. One time I went downstairs in the middle of the night, and she was just sitting at the back door. I have like a glass black back door in my house. It was like midnight, and she was sitting just staring out the window. And then when I came downstairs and I called her name, she literally just turned her head to look at me and like didn't move. I don't know. This dog
How slowly did she turn her head in that moment?
Like it wasn't inorganic, but I think it was the thing that creeped me out about it was very rigid for a dog. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so like there are just times, there have been instances where I have truly felt like she was like watching something or like watching me. There was an instance a couple of Halloweens ago that I actually got really freaked out because, and I can send the pictures to Steven. I don't know if it's like helpful or not, but I was at my sister's house, and I like walked past her bedroom, and the bedroom was like completely black, and I felt something staring at me, and I got freaked out because I thought I saw like the silhouette of a person in there. But when I turned on my phone flashlight, it was okay. So I had laid a pair of pants over the side of the bed, but then Maisie was sitting on top of the pants. So she looked like a whole silhouette, and she was just staring out of the dark at me, like sitting on the bed. I don't know. Like she's really cute and she's sweet and she's a wonderful companion, but I'm like genuinely suspicious of her. Like one time she cujoed out at my brother for just like walking in my room. And so she definitely has like, I don't know. There's like, I love her. There's something off about this dog.
Well, here's what's concerning to me. This story that you just shared about her being waiting for you there in the bed, like with the pants there, so it looks like a person, and it sounds as if she is almost kind of studying you so that she may one day kind of put on your clothes and replace you.
I hope not. That would be awful, but she might. I don't know. Like, I don't know. She also just has like very black eyes. Like, okay, yeah.
Yes, I can see that. It's sometimes they're like they're like peaceful dog eyes, and sometimes they're just kind of filled with this all-encompassing darkness.
The thing that's scary is that when she looks to the side and you can see the whites of her eyes, she looks like she has people eyes, which is equally as creepy as when she looks directly at you and they're just black.
Right. So it's almost like she's maybe a shapeshifter of some sort.
I don't know.
Very
Honestly,
latent abilities, but she's trying it out. She's putting her toes in the water. She's trying on your pants and just seeing what it feels like to sit where you sleep.
I truly don't know, but there's something that just like there's just something very uneasy, like the frequency with which I can't find her, but she's under furniture, just like staring out. I don't know, Cliff. I really can't. Like her eyes, like they glint green somehow. Like, is that normal? I don't know.
I don't believe so.
I don't know. She just is. She's an unnerving dog, Maisie. Like, I don't know. So my thing is, I feel like she's very wolf looking, like wolfy looking. Hold on, Maisie.
Well, somebody, Frady Cadigan in the chat said Trey's werewolf. And also Uranium Doggo. Does your dog drink out of uranium glass bowls?
Not that I know of, but I also haven't put a black light over their dishes. But the thing is, it's like my other dog is completely benign and she eats out of the same dishes. So I don't think that's it. I don't know. I'm genuinely concerned. I'm like, what if she's some kind of cryptid that they like picked up out of the woods?
Right. I mean, here's some comments in the chat. Someone said this could be interpreted as mean, depending on how you look at it. Said, "Oh God, look at that demon Muppet."
Not wrong.
And this same person has accused Maisie of eating the rest of the litter when she was found in that storm drain.
Whoa.
And also point out that she is communing with something. She seems to have a frequent visitor, something frequently that she communicates to, kind of like the director.
I don't know. That's not wrong. She spends a lot of time under my bed, and I feel like she's like the bed monster. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't know. But she's a good girl. Even though she watches me, I do feel protected by her because there have been a couple of instances where I felt that she has come to my defense. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's just like some kind of chaotic spirit going on in this dog.
Yes, it sounds, especially with her trying to form into your clothes, trying to convince you that she was an actual human being. I mean, it feels very much like you might have a latent, shape-shifting, interdimensional dog on your hands.
I would believe. Honestly, I'm being completely earnest. Something is off about this dog.
I'm being earnest as well. This is an earnest program here. And that's very important. There's an importance of being earnest here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. We're not just pulling people's legs.
Cool.
We're getting down to believing in the bizarre and the strange here.
Now I know. For me, I'm like a very like jokey person, and so I just want to be very crystal clear about the fact that I am truly suspicious of my dog.
Well, that is troubling. Please keep us posted on any updates, any trouble this interdimensional dog may be causing.
Hold on, let me see if I can get her eyes. Maisie. No? I don't know. Nothing sinister, but I'll be sure to share pictures if I can.
Just
find
an adorable creature for as far as we can tell tonight.
Adorable right now. Almost too adorable right now. As if
that's really hamming it up for the camera in a way.
Right. Oh, I'm all innocent now. Kind of a look.
Well, you saw what she did in the call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then she realized she was on the air. Now, best behavior.
It's true.
A shapeshifter.
Well, thank you for having me on and letting me talk about my suspicious dog, maybe cryptid.
Of course, Isaac. Thank you for calling in. Always great to see a friend on the show.
Bye.
Goodbye, Maisie. All right. Wow, what a treat to have a caller. When we get back from this break, we'll be taking some more calls about the strange items in your house. Maybe we'll hear about a dream or two. Steven, let's go ahead and roll that commercial break. You're watching Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. Stay strange, terrestrials.
Hello, everybody. We are the Comedy Pigs. We're practicing a game we call Scenes from a Hat. Wrong things to say at a eulogy.
I am so gonna miss Mr. I'm just gonna really miss this guy here. He's a good guy.
He just borrowed like $100 from me like Thursday, so just wondering who's gonna pay now that he's dead.
Things you can shout at a football game, but not in bed.
Well, you could have drove a dump truck through that gap.
Yeah, we're dealing with a bunch of overpaid prima donnas here.
Man, his brother and his dad are way better at doing that than he is.
Bye.
See you at the show.
Right. Thank
See you at the shows.
Comedy Pigs.
Thank you, Comedy Pigs.
Bye.
Thank
Goodbye,
you.
Comedy
And hey,
Pigs.
you're watching at home. Greetings, terrestrials. The day is January 28th, 2021, and these are some strange times indeed. I, of course, am your host, Cliff McCallister, the Czar of the Bizarre, and this show, like every episode of this show, is dedicated to the Maryland Ensemble Theater, the only theater with the guts to put us on the air. You just saw an ad there for the Comedy Pigs. They'll be returning not this Friday, but next Friday with their weekly... well, not weekly, but monthly short form improv show. You can also find Crit here on the twitch.tv/Met Comedy Night channel, as well as Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister every Thursday at 9 o'clock. The Maryland Ensemble Theater, I am just receiving a message. The Maryland Ensemble Theater is hosting the spring semester of their ensemble school program. And there are 3 classes left that you can register for if you're an adult. If you're an adult who wants to dip their toe into improv, there's Adult Improv 101, there's Teen Improv 101, and there is a course for children. If you're a child watching the show, you can take an acting class online. So head over to marylandensemble.org for more info. Oh, and look at that. Silent Panda Kinda Guy has redeemed Applause, the new channel point here on twitch.tv/Met Comedy Night. I think we would all do well to listen to our intuitions. This how we might more easily find the bizarre. I like your thinking, Silent Panda Kinda Guy. We've got to open our minds. let go of thinking the normal way and realize that maybe there is something strange about your dog. Maybe that item that you picked up at a secondhand store really has a spirit inside of it. Why not? What harm could it do to believe that for 2 seconds of your life? So go ahead, call in if you've got a strange item that you'd like to share with us. We want to hear about it tonight on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. There we go. I had to flip my camera. My hair refused to behave for a second there. And tonight on the show, and on every show here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister, we take your calls about the strange, the bizarre, the unexplained. Ghosts, cryptids, interdimensional beings, psychic abilities, shape-shifting dogs. It's all the kinds of things we want to hear about here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. So please give us a call if you've ever experienced anything weird. You can do it right here. We've got a Zoom link in the chat. Stephen, if we can post that in the chat for anyone new who might have just joined in. And if they have something they'd like to share, we'll get that there. Well, that's a thing too. If you are watching this show, State Representative Justin Humphrey in the state of Oklahoma has declared open season on the Sasquatch. He wants to encourage people to go out into a state where there have been over 100 Bigfoot sightings and start shooting, start hunting. You gotta have a hunting license. And he wants to make it legal to hunt Bigfoot with a reward of $25,000. You can see his contact address there in the chat. Get in there, send him an email, say you do not know what forces you are messing with. You do not understand that people out in the world have had interactions with Sasquatches that go beyond watching them walk into the forest. People have had psychic interactions with Bigfoots. People have had sexual liaisons with Sasquatches. And we are to just believe, oh, well, let's just open fire on them. You could rip open an interdimensional space rift killing one of these things. You don't know what they're made out of. And you want to send people out there for a cheap little reward to boost tourism in the area so people can kill a Sasquatch? I think it's disgusting. I think it's got no sense of science in mind, no sense of trying to study these incredible creatures. And so we want you to write Representative Justin Humphrey and tell him just how disgusting and repulsive you think his open season on Sasquatch policy is. All right, looks like we are getting a call here from Katie. We are letting Katie into the show. Look at that, 2 callers in a night. Always exciting, always a thrill. Let me get my headphones in, Katie. Always a thrill. Let me get my headphones in, Katie. Always a thrill. Katie.
Hello. Oh no.
Ooh, don't worry. You'll just have to turn off mute your Twitch feed.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Also, isn't Bigfoot an endangered species? Someone said in the chat. Katie, you would think they would be, wouldn't you? Katie, can we bring you on screen?
For sure, absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Katie, welcome to the program. You'd think Bigfoots would be endangered species.
I would, honestly. You don't see very many of them. Aren't they the missing link? I feel like that they're rare.
That's the theory. That's one of many theories.
Just
some believe they're interdimensionals. Some believe they're extraterrestrials. There's a myriad of things around the world. One thing that's not a theory, they are not officially on the endangered species list. I think that's very irresponsible.
Indeed.
Especially when you've got these state senators. I am not trying to rope you into a political conversation, but trying to declare open season, I think it's quite appalling.
It's definitely an
Katie, Katie, How are you doing tonight? Thank you for calling in.
Quite well. I called in because I love props, and there's a lawn ornament on the lawn. I sent some pictures to Steven. It's particularly creepy, and it wouldn't be creepy if it wasn't staring at the house. If that makes sense.
Okay.
It's a small child. It's a little girl with a big bonnet and a basket, and she's sitting, cross-legged, crisscross applesauce, but she's just staring at the house, and I can't see her in the spring or the summer because there are too many plants. But when everything starts dying back, she kind of gets taller because everything else is, not there anymore. And it's just startling. I'll be walking and then she's there, and I'm like, she's never moved, but she's also just unsettling.
And she just lives in the bushes, hiding until the winter season.
Yes.
Like a coming darkness. Steven, do we have that picture?
Yes, we've got a couple of pictures that have just been sent in. There's one that's very far away.
Unsuspecting. You can't see her. She's tiny. She's low to the ground.
Yeah.
But then
I can't make out anything.
As you get closer,
then
this is the actual lawn ornament after you approach.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah, and the way her hands just kind of lurk there.
Oh. And she's got a big gaping hole right here.
Yes, it's very foreboding. And she just peeks out once death comes to the plants.
Exactly. I want to know how she got the hole, but also I don't want to know. Yeah.
We're seeing an all caps "ew" in the chat. People are truly repulsed by this lawn ornament.
She's creepy, and she came with the house. So I don't know. I don't get a vibe from her.
Wouldn't want to get rid of it. That'd be weird, right?
What if it's something that's that? What if she's protecting me from something worse? I don't know.
Right, it's hard to know. It definitely seems as if there may be some sort of spiritual force associated with this thing. But you don't want to risk just getting rid of it, especially one that's implanted in the ground like this. Such a thing could be implanted as a protection.
I don't know how far down those
for when
go.
for when the plants in your yard do not grow, you do not have that extra protection of life, of that life force. And they die out in the winter, and that leaves your house vulnerable to all these negative energies that would otherwise caught up and absorbed into the plants.
Exactly.
Thus giving you a positive environment. And so now there's this doll here that only appears during this time, and it's hard to say whether this doll is something that was placed there to protect you, or the physical manifestation of all the negative energy that gets sucked up by the plants each year, forming into that little thing. It's either a protector of light energy or a time bomb of bad energy.
Maybe I'll just leave a little offering, maybe just every winter from now on. Thank you so much.
Trying to keep it happy. Of course. Thank you for sharing this fascinating lawn ornament with us, Katie.
For sure. She creepy.
Anything else you'd like to share with us this evening?
Don't know that I have any other creepy things. Well, except the witchy things, but...
Well, no, but while we have you here, Katie, you are the architect of the Strange Times Indeed mug. So this is a great chance to just sincerely say thank you for making this mug for our show. It warms my heart every time I see it. I'm truly unbelievably touched that you put the time into this.
Let's get some applause for that mug.
Thank you so much.
Come on, let's get some applause for that mug.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Cliff, because honestly, I mean, there's been a couple of things during the pandemic that have kept me going, but Strange Times Indeed is definitely one of them. It's a wonderful show. I'm so glad it exists. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Katie. I don't want to cry.
Oh no.
Cliff, are you okay?
Did he get stopped again? Oh no.
Cliff got sucked into the Zoom window, I bet. Whoa, whoa, look at his head.
Whoa.
Cliff!
Oh my goodness, I acted out of a sense of commerce for 1 second and the universe blasted me with all these bad vibes. I don't know. I believe it's perfectly fine to promote Katie's fine work on the program. It's not like we're telling people to go to Amazon.com or
It's true.
Someone get a mug. Perhaps not this specific mug, but a mug of your creation or any other type of items that might help get them through the quarantine, the pandemic.
Who doesn't need a mug?
But where can we find more of your things?
Oh, I'm sorry. It glitched out. If you would like more of my things, you can go to wildthingpottery.com. I also have Wild Thing Pottery on Instagram and Wild Thing Pottery on Facebook. So, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so
Wild
much
Thing.
for calling in,
Thank
Katie.
you guys. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
Thank you, Katie. Wow, look at that. 2 calls tonight. Steven, I've got an inkling we might want to quit while we're ahead. It feels I keep getting that my connection is unstable. And it feels like this may be a fine place to wrap up the show tonight. We've talked about everything on my bullet list to talk about. So let's go ahead and bring things to a little close here. Oh, Steven? Oh, perfect. Yes, let's bring that on from our other caller, our other caller Isaac, who called in with their troubling shape-shifting dog. This is an image of Maisie here, right in the chat. Truly an incredible creature.
I got this image from another person watching the show that had texted this to our caller Isaac, who had messaged me with this photo. And essentially what I was told is this is supposed to be a shape-shifting cryptid, but it looks so much like their dog Maisie.
A troubling amount like Maisie.
Yes. So now
almost as if Maisie were, if you were to picture Maisie as some sort of like swamp creature, it would look kind of like that.
Maisie likely shapeshifts into that and other shapes as well. Just, now that I've gotten to air this piece from our viewer, our call-in person, I think we've shared what we have needed to share. Certainly I have.
Yes. Thank you for not letting that go. I think that's a very important piece of information to bring that crucial story of tonight's program to a close, so we can find out what happened there.
And just so everyone knows, we're actually hoping to raid a channel tonight, a juggler by the name of Grandmaster Ong on Twitch, who's interviewing another juggler. It's really cool stuff. If you want to stick around after this show, we'll raid that channel, letting you know. And Cliff,
can I ask you a personal question?
What was that?
Can I ask you, is the other juggler they're interviewing you, but no, you juggle?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It won't be me. It will not be me. I will be participating and watching the stream. And actually, they won't be juggling.
You're a very humble man, Steven.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't be surprised if they were interviewing you and you'd just be like, oh, they'll be talking to some other juggler. And then they watch and it's, whoa, it's Steven.
Someone more
Times.
established. But maybe one day it'll be me.
One day for sure.
And then the Met Combinate will host
Look,
that.
Mark Maron can't interview Barack Obama every week. Sometimes he's got to talk to Carrot Top. I'm not saying you're Carrot Top, but he's, it's your time will come.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Stephen, thank you so much for running tech for us tonight. Thank you to each and every one of you who tune in here on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister every Thursday at 9 o'clock. Be sure to tune in next Thursday. We are going to be in for the first part of our 3-part series on invisible residents. You might have heard there's this conspiracy theory going around right now that the NOAA is aware of a ancient civilization, and by ancient, I mean one that is currently going on way, way below the ocean, and that might be the cause of such aerial UFO phenomenon as this highly advanced species that's been around since before we have. And basically all extraterrestrial sightings are really derived from this species coming up and out of the water. We're going to be examining a book about that theory, a book that came out in 1970, when this new theory is just popping up on Reddit in 2020. And that's an insane theory, but here's a whole book about it. So we're going to get into that. It's a 3-part series. Get ready. Does extraterrestrial life actually hail from beneath our own seas? We'll be getting, it would still be terrestrial life. It's not the correct term, but you get it. An advanced, civilized species beneath our oceans. Could it be a 3-part series? That's going to be starting up next week. So be sure to tune in them. We're 2 chapters in the book. We've got all sorts of little examples. Here's a very quick one. Here's a very quick one for you. This is a sighting of bizarre things coming out of the water. The earliest sighting of it in 1825, about 3:30 in the morning, the 12th of August, 1825, the middle watch on deck was astonished to find everything around them suddenly illuminated. Turning their eyes to the eastward, they beheld a large, round, luminous body rising up about 7 degrees from the water to the clouds and falling again out of sight, and a second time rising and falling. It was the color of a red-hot cannon shot and appeared about the size of the sun. It gave so great a light that a pin might be picked up on deck. Bizarre, super powerful technology coming out of the ocean, recorded as early as 1825 by these shipmen. How long has a super advanced society been beneath our seas? We're going to be studying that, getting into it in an incredible 3-part series. You're on Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister. And if you have theories that pertain to that, get ready to call in. We'll always have the lines open for you here. Thank you to those of you who tuned in tonight. Thank you to Katie and Isaac for calling in. Always a treat to talk to our friends. Stephen, thank you so much for running tech. And thanks to the Maryland Ensemble Theater. Every episode of Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister is dedicated to the Maryland Ensemble Theater because they're the only theater with the guts to put us on the air. It has been quite a night. It is January 28th. 2021, and these are some strange times indeed. For Strange Times Indeed with Cliff McCallister, I'm your host, Cliff McCallister, the Czar of the Bazaar. Stay strange, terrestrials.